There we go. Okay. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's get this game going. Not recording, am I? I don't think I'm recording. What's up, what's up, what's up? Was everybody, you guys ready? We're ready for game 2 of Javi Ball. The day we have all been waiting for. After our draw against Al Hilal, we're all waiting for this next game. Hopefully we can see some changes. Hopefully they have been practicing a lot on pressing, practicing on passing sequences. I would say that I'm very surprised in the starting lineup. I didn't expect Javi to, I guess I don't know. He's a new coach, right? But I didn't expect him to drop Rodrigo already for more balance in the midfield. But it looks like we're going to be running it back with the same back line. It looks like Asensio was pulled really more so about due to the antibiotics, more so than actually his play and the soft penalty that he gave up. We still have the same, from this 4-3-3 lineup, I've seen other formations actually online, but it looks like we're going to play at a 4-3-3, Valverde, Tchouaméni, and Bellingham. I think Bellingham, once again, will be the more advanced role, and then you'll have Trent kind of invert into the midfield again. Then that will push up Valverde, so you'll have two advanced midfielders, Bellingham and Valverde, and then you'll have Tchouaméni and Trent really being the two holding, at least in possession. All right, let's get this one. And we start. Ah! Already messed up. Ooh, come on, you can't let him go back out. Well done from Tchouaméni, gets it to Bellingham. Bellingham slips in Vinicius. Oh, close. It was the pass had a little bit more zip on it. Vinicius would have been in. Promising start so far. Okay. Don't let him. I'll see that he can't get through. That one-touch pass shouldn't be able to beat our entire press. His offsides. Well done from Asensio. Great recovery pace. Ref, just call the offsides. Call the offsides. And see, that's the problem when we do their press. Like, all it took was Jude being at probably half a second late, and it's just really, it's a 1-2. It's a one-touch play into space, and they've beaten our press. They've beaten 4 of our players. Oh, goal. Oh my gosh. Open at the penalty spot, and Rondon just volleys it wide. Oh, was that Fran Garcia's man? Oh, they set a pick on Fran Garcia that allowed Rondon to be wide open at the penalty spot. That was just a good play. I don't know if I don't think they fell asleep. Well done. Step, Vinicius. Well done from Vinny. Good press. All the way back. Vinny, go out wide. Well done. That was excellent. Uh-oh, it's 2v. Well done, Arda Güler to Trent. Well done. Dribbles 1, dribbles 2. Trent gets the foul. Well done from Trent. That would be a yellow card. Fran Garcia. Okay. Loses the ball. Jude. Oh, the ball in behind. Well done from Courtois. See right here. Like, the press doesn't work if Gonzalo Garcia is going to go and Vinny's not going to actually press the outside back. Ball over the top yet again, and they're on. Like, that's 3 times they've done a ball over the top, and it's because our back line isn't the fastest. Like, there's a ton of space, especially if we're going to be pressing forward. We're leaving a lot of gaps in behind our defense. Well done from Jude. Jude to Trent. Trent back to Jude. Oof. Bad touch from Jude. No foul, no foul. Step. Oh, no foul, no foul. Just poor touch from Jude. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Fetty start. Well done. Step there, Trent. First time, you have to win this. Asensio, don't let him bring it down. Okay, let's run done, bring it down. Ball over the top again. And a yellow card on Asensio. Red card on Asensio. Because Hausen played him on. That's soft. Three times with a ball over the top. I said it. I mean, you guys have been here. Have I not been saying that? We've been getting caught in behind every single time because we're trying to do a high press, a ton of space in behind, and our center backs are slow, besides Asensio. So straight red card. Now we're down to 10 men. And it's over. Brother, we need to sign center backs. Poison, Fran, Vinicius. Well done from Vinicius. Back out to Fran. At least get the corner. Well done. Hey, ref. Vinicius goes down. Ref says play on. Plays an excellent ball out to Rondon. It's a 3v3. Overlaps. Plays in behind. Trent, step. And he almost scored. I'm getting PTSD flashbacks. Oh, it's so disappointing. The fact that we got, okay, ref, what are we doing here? What is that? It's like we wait, what, 4 days, right, to see this game, to see something that, you know, see the tactics that Xabi Alonso has for this team, and then now we get a red card, and pretty much all of that is kind of scrapped. Now we're playing with 10 men. We have to like shuffle players in about, like, once again, Tchouaméni's back in as a center back. We can't see how we're gonna press because now we can't really even effectively press because we only have 10 players. Well done. Play him. Oh, it has to be a better ball, Valverde. Better ball. And still, that's not a red card. I will say that Asensio was caught out at least two times, and I don't know whether the mistake falls on Hausen because of the fact that Hausen didn't push up with Asensio and they just didn't have that communication, or it's because Asensio was on the wrong side of the man. Poor ball from Tchouaméni. Step, Vinny. Oh my God. Picks up the ball. Well done from Fran. Well done from Trent. Out to Arda. Arda. Well done. Step Jude. Step Jude. Hausen. Jude. Well, good flick to Fran. Oh, Fran and Vinny not on the same page. Don't let him go back out to that. Well done. Good step from Vinny. Hausen. Give the Tchouaméni turn. Fran. Vinny. $80 minutes of playing down a man. Anything that can go wrong is going wrong for Real Madrid so far. It started with the Carreras, the fact that we couldn't bring him in. Then it's Mbappe getting sick. Poor ball in from Trent. What was that? Well done, Arda. Valverde. Jude. Good turn from Jude. Arda. Fran. Arda. Oh, poor ball from Tchouaméni to Trent. Dude, it looked like, what are we doing? This is disgusting football. Good. Nice try. Bellingham in behind for Vinny. Vinny gets there first. And get the throw in. Well done from Fran. Excellent running from Fran. Turn, Jude. Vinny, play it. Well done. Arda. Back to Vinny. Plays it out to Trent. Go back post Trent. Oh, poor ball. Good idea, though. Good idea. Ball over the top. They're in. Oh, my God. Come on, Hausen 1v1. Excellent from Hausen. Keeper. And rebound. Well done. Double save by Courtois. Yellow card on Pachuca. Guys, I'm saying it now. Get defenders. Get defenders. Get defenders. Get defenders. Asensio, I don't know what's going on with Asensio ever since he got that contract. I don't know what the heck. I don't know if it's the antibiotics. I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know if now because he has the pressure to be an actual first team player, it's not working. It's not working. Like Tchouaméni has a lot of work to be done if he wants to be an actual starting center back. Hausen is good ball playing, but obviously positional awareness needs to be a little bit better. Get defenders. Like, we can't go. This is so embarrassing. Whatever I'm watching right now is embarrassing. I'm wasting my time here. I'm 20 minutes in. We get a red card in the first 10 minutes. Our players don't know how to play like possession. It's weird. They don't know how to hold the ball. Ball over the top from Trent to Jude. Well done from Jude. Excellent from Jude. Cut in, cross. Vinny going for the shot. Blocked by the defender. Fran, excellent again. And then constantly, Chouameni. Constantly, Chouameni. It's a 1v1. Guys, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble unless we address the fact that all of our center backs are slow. As long as we're going to be trying to do this high press and leaving space in behind, we look like Barca. We look like Barca with the suicide high line. And if any other club has a fast forward line, they're just going to torch us. We play PSG, they're going to torch our back line. We have no one with pace in the back line besides Fran. Jude. No one is tracking that runner at all. Like, we do not know what we're doing. We're just sitting back. I guess now we're scrapping the press because we're a man down now. We're gonna have to sit in a mid to low block and just hope to counter all game. Look at that, in the half space. No one's there in the half space because there's no D mid. Arda Güler is not a D mid. He's not a holding mid. There's no instruction from who is supposed to be our back line, Chouameni, to tell Arda Güler there's a guy kind of floating in between the half space here. Pick him up. No one's tracking the D mid made a run. No one followed him. No one said, hey, cover this guy. No one said, hey, pick this guy up. It's just that we're doing the same thing that we did last year. When there's no organization, there's no defensive structure. I understand that it's because we got a red card, and these are all new players playing with each other. This is probably the most ideal place to be playing, like this new squad and new tactics. But it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't bode well going forward. We're only going to play better teams as we go on. And we don't even look comfortable against teams like Pachuca and Al Hilal. Turn. Valverde looks up. Well done. Well done. Good play. Jude has Trent out wide. Oh, poor ball. Poor ball again, Jude. Out. Well done. Ball out to Vinicius. Vinicius takes him. Well done. Oh, excellent. Gonzalo Garcia tries to beat his man near post and he gets a corner. Well done from Vinny. Well done, Vinny. That's what I mean. I think that's the plan most of the time. This time it was Arda Güler playing that diagonal out to Vinicius on a 1v1 isolation over there, and he's able to beat the man because Vinny has great successful takedowns, and then next thing you know, we get a corner. The same thing is supposed to be happening on this right side. We just don't have a right winger. Trent ball in. Oh. Good step from Fran. Oh, 2 men back post. Well done from Arda, goes all the way over. No foul. Well done. Well done from Arda. Arda's doing well in this new position here, but he's not a holding mid. Him and Valverde are not holding mids. That's a little clumsy from Güler. Luckily enough. But we're just scrambling. We're scrambling in defense. You know, it goes back to what I was saying yesterday. Where it's like we're just shoehorning people in. We're shoehorning people into positions that they're not. Like right now we're asking Güler, well, obviously because of the red, Tchouaméni has to move back. You know what? If you don't trust Asensio and Asensio is being too rash and Rudiger can't play, you either play a Castilla player or just put Tchouaméni back there. Just make Tchouaméni, just make him an actual center back. Make him a ball playing, deep lying center back. And put him there with Hausen. They both can play out of the back. They're good with their feet. Oh, they're checking for a penalty. Good, no penalty. You already gave a red, ref. Like, put Tchouaméni in the back, put Hausen there, and then, I mean, we still need a D-man. I mean, I guess we have to wait for Camavinga, and maybe that's something that they'll end up doing. It's just like you just move Tchouaméni back, put Camavinga in the holding role with Valverde, or no, put the holding role with Camavinga and Arda Güler because Camavinga is a little bit better on the ball than Tchouaméni, and have that I guess be your creative midfielders, and then you keep Valverde in. Oh, well done from good job from Garcia. No, yeah, and I believe you. Tchouaméni and Hausen are too slow for a center back. That's what I'm saying. We have to buy someone. Like Rudiger is faster, but you know he's like his contract ends. I think does it end at the end of 2026 or something like that? I think I heard like they might try to renew him for another year, but he's interested in going to Saudi. Alaba can't run. We haven't seen Militao in 2 years. Like we need to people say like we don't need center backs. We need center backs. Either promote from Castilla, or we need to buy center backs. Like I think a report just came out about Mosquera. That's a market opportunity. He's 20 mil from Valencia, 20 years old, Spanish international. I think he's playing at the Euros or was playing at the Euros. Well done, Jude. Well done to play out, Arda. Well done, Arda. Oh, good tackle. Step Hausen, very good. Hausen steps in, collects the ball. Fran. Come on, Garcia. Has to be a better touch. Ref, call the foul. Farm across the face. No, yeah, I agree. Our back line is way too slow, and they're very vulnerable for transitional attacks and balls over the top, especially if we're going to do a high press. So you have to get quick. We have to get quick, physical, at least pacey center backs. That's a foul, McManaman. That's a foul. What are you talking about? It's a forearm on his face. What else would you call it? Sometimes I feel like some of these announcers are so daft. Like, what are you talking about? You can't palm someone in the face. Zero shots on target in 30 minutes. Good step from Valverde. Turn Arda. Guler out to Valverde. Valverde out to Vinicius. Jude on top of the box. Arda Guler. What was that? What are you guys thinking so far? We have one shot on goal. Sorry, excuse me. We've taken one shot, 55 possession, one shot, 0 shots on goal, 2 fouls committed, 0 yellows, 1 red, 1 corner. I don't know. Are you guys enjoying this? This is not what I envisioned for Xavi Ball. I know there's a lot of things that need to be done, and obviously, you know, we got the red, so a lot of things are going to be changed on the fly, but man. Like the only way we're seeing any kind of attacking threat is essentially you're just isolating Vinny. It's the same thing. It's kick the play a long ball to Vinny and let Vinny cook on the side, and then maybe, you know, send it in a cross or he shoots it. Like we have no presence down the right hand flank, obviously because, you know, we had to take Rodrigo out. We don't actually have a right winger. Reports are that, you know, we're like when Monsantuano comes in, he's going to be, you know, playing more of the advanced role, something similar to Jude. So I don't know if that means that he's not going to be starting, and then he's just going to be like a super sub that comes on for Jude. Or obviously when Jude does the surgery for and he'd be out for the next 3 months, we're going to put him into that role. But we still don't have an outside winger. All of our threat comes down one side, which is the left. It's the same thing that we did last year. Our only threat was either Vinicius or Mbappe, but you already know Mbappe was always shifting out to the left. So it becomes very noticeable and is very obvious. So all you have to do is make sure, just if you isolate and you just shut down Vinny, then what else do they have? Even if you play Monsantuano, yes, he's a left-footed player. He can, I guess he can go and invert, but he's not as quick as Vinicius. He's not as good as a dribbler as Vinicius. I think he probably does the same amount of take-ons or somewhat close to it, but he's nowhere near as successful. And obviously, Monsantuano, you know, he's 17. You shouldn't ask that of him and put that much responsibility on a 17-year-old. But if that's the case, then the club needs to go get a right winger. Get a right winger, or you're gonna have to change the system. Then play with 2 up front rather than a 3. But then that you run into the problem then, what are we going to do with Trent? Because once again, Trent isn't fast. He's not an overlapping fullback. His best attributes is his passing and his distribution and playing balls over the top or in behind. But you have no one to run onto them. Okay, yeah, see, look, they went to what? 2. They put Vinicius on the right. So Vinicius is going to be with the lone striker, and have Gonzalo Garcia out as a left winger. Well done from Hausen. Excellent from Hausen. Well done. You can get to throw in. What was that, dude? The team defended well despite playing down. Man, what are you talking about? We have not defended well. Flick, excellent, Fran. Fran him by himself. Fran to Jude. Jude left-footed shot and 1-0. Bang. That's one. We'll take it. We'll take it. All right, guys. We are a counter-attacking team. Excellent from Jude. Who did the flick? Was that Gonzalo Garcia? Yep, excellent. It was, yep. Valverde to Gonzalo to Fran to Jude, left-footed, bang. Excellent shot from Jude. Side net, opposite foot. Who else? I was about to say that I haven't seen Jude enough. Like I feel like he doesn't fully understand his role yet. That was an excellent flick from Gonzalo Garcia. Yeah, we're still good on the counter. Even though we're trying to be more of like a controlled possession type of squad, we're still excellent on the counter. Oof. Well done from Tchouaméni. Arda Güler plays it out to Vinicius. Go, it's a 3v3, go! Go at him! Why do you slow it? Oh! Well done, and Vinicius draws a foul. No, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, we are a counter-attacking team. Like our players, like if you look at Tchouaméni, you look at Valverde, Vinny, Jude, like completely like they thrive in chaotic environments. You know, where it's like back and forth, and that's where they thrive. And what we're looking for, and what Xabi Alonso is trying to do, is trying to make them into more possession-based team. And those aren't their like natural attributes. At least, you know, at least a few of them. I mean, that's like not their like primary, you know, way they play. Well done, Huijsen. Ole, Huijsen. So now the thing is like you're either going to have to train them, or you're going to have to sign players to be able to fit that model. And that's why you see Arda Güler is now essentially playing as holding mid. Or a part of, he's not holding mid, but you know, he's playing as a pivot. Well done, Garcia. Oh, ooh, chill, Valverde. That's a yellow card. Excellent. Good cover, good cover. Step. Thank you. What an awful shot. Well done. Ball over the top for Fran. Fran gets there, plays Vinicius. Vinicius in on the left-hand side, 1v1. Edge of the box, step over. Oh, Jude again. Oof. Vinny probably should have played that, but it's okay. Arda, ball in. Ooh, Hoyson. Another, right, so Javi's trying to make these changes. That will be a 2-year job. Will he get the time? We'll see. We'll see. Well, I mean, they said that there might be more changes dependent. Well, good turn from Garcia. Vinicius. Fast, fast, fast. Move it, move it. Well done, Trent. Vinicius looking for Trent. Trent is dribbling to no one. Ball out to Garcia. Flicks on. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. To go back to your question, I don't know if it depends on how he does this season and how bad it could potentially get. Right? Like they said that, you know, there might be more changes depending on how they do in the Club World Cup, and if he needs more players. I think it's quite obvious that we need more players. Like, you know, as much as the club's going to be like, yeah, we have the midfield to do so, we don't. As much as people want to shoehorn players in different profiles into profiles that they're not, it won't work. You know, there's a conversation where a lot of fan favorites might not play because they don't have a well-defined role in this midfield. I mean, and obviously another thing is, like, I feel like for the people who have like a lot of favorites, it's like, just like, you don't have to play the best 11 or like, you know, the Gala 11 every single game. Like if you're playing like a mid-table team, or you're playing in Copa del Rey, or you're like, you know, you don't have to play like the star-studded like lineup every single time. Like, so players like Valverde should be getting rotated. See, that can't happen. Rondon beats 2 and a great shot, and Courtois saves it low to his left. And like, what exactly kind of what I'm talking about is like right now, and just because of necessity, we have Arda Güler and we have Valverde both playing holding mids, and neither of them are actually holding mids. Like Valverde can play a part, but he still doesn't. Like, that's not his position. He's a CM that has the physicality to be able to kind of fill in a role, but that's not his best role. Arda Güler is not a holding mid. He really is an attack. He's more of an attack. He's more of an attacking mid, to be honest. But we need a creative midfielder. So we're kind of like, and I'm saying we're not shoehorning him in there, but that's not his normal spot. I don't think he's ever played that. Even at Fenerbahce, I don't think I've ever seen him play that position. Trent, top of the box, excellent cut. Arda Güler, 2-0. Well done, Arda and Trent. What I'm talking about. Keep Arda near the goal. We're having him progress from our own box when he should be right on the opposition's box. Everyone says I'm wrong about this, but I keep on telling you every single time. You put Arda Güler, if you look at his XG for the minutes that he's on the pitch, he's always has a goal contribution. I think it's above like 0.5. Every other game, he either has a goal and an assist. Just keep him up there. Sign your creative midfielder. Keep Arda Güler as your advanced midfielder and let him cook. Excellent ball from Trent. One touch from Gonzalo Garcia, and then there's Arda Güler to finish it. That was an excellent play. Excellent play. That's what I like to see. That was a beautiful goal. Yeah, I think the one thing I can definitely say about Xabi Alonso so far is that whenever he's had an opportunity to talk to. Remember, I've even said that. I mean, maybe you weren't there in the stream. I've said multiple times that one of the strengths of Xabi Alonso is the fact that he's willing to make a lot of adaptations. Ole Vinicius, ole. Yeah, like then he tries to do a rainbow and then gets stuffed. It's always one too many. But he's excellent on making changes and adaptations dependent on like game states. So as soon as he got a cool break and he was able to speak to the squad, then you see them obviously in a different formation. You see Vinicius as the lone striker up top. You bring Gonzalo Garcia back to do a little bit more of the work, the pressing, and then you just let Vinicius be Vinicius in a lot of those isolated sequences. But even with that, Vinicius is not even the one who's been doing a lot of the scoring. I think Gonzalo Garcia has been instrumental on both of their goals. Obviously, it was the flick that released Fran. That was it. Then obviously Fran played the ball back post. Hausen, excellent. Garcia to Garcia, Fran, then to Jude, left-footed finish. Same thing, Trent to Gonzalo Garcia, lays it off one time pass or one time layoff into the path of Arda Güler, and Arda Güler opposite foot finish. Excellent step from Valverde. Trent, no, play on. This is a lot better. I think that first goal gave him confidence, and I think we're playing a lot better, a lot more assured in ourselves. Excellent ball out from Vinicius out to Trent. Trent plays it to Gonzalo Garcia and to Arda Güler. Excellent team goal. Foul ref. Man, can you imagine once this squad has Mbappe back in the starting 11? So then so this goes back to what I was saying earlier. So when Mbappe comes back, and clearly Gonzalo Garcia is fitting the role that Xabi Alonso wants. Do you now you keep Vinicius on the left, you keep Gonzalo Garcia up top, and then do you put Mbappe as the right wing? Because if the fact is, like, if you can clearly see that they keep on setting up, it's a Trent to Vinicius, Trent diagonal, long ball to Vinicius, isolation, Hausen long ball to Mbappe on isolation on the right. And then that's when you see both of the times that we scored, it was obviously the long diagonal to the opposite side, 1v1, and then you played into the box, a cut back into the box. So that can happen multiple times with Vinicius and Mbappe if you have them on the flanks. And you keep that central figure to at least lay off the ball. Like, Gonzalo Garcia can do his best Mbappe impression. Oh, sorry, Benzema. Gonzalo Garcia can do his best Benzema impression and essentially just kind of lay balls off to the outside forwards. Step. Someone needs a step. Well done, Vinicius. Fran Garcia is having a great tournament so far. Vinny, Arda. Halftime. Whew. All right, halftime. Let's talk about it. Yeah, Arda Güler is not going back on the bench. I'm glad that we figured that out 2 games in. 1 game really. 1 game really. We figured out Arda is not going to be. He's starting. I'm not going to say that I called it, but I did call it. So if we go here, I mean, you guys can't see it yet. Hold on. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's talk about it. But what the hell? My computer, bro. Let's try that. There we go. Y'all can see, right? There we go. Let's start with Courtois. Courtois had an amazing double save, but wasn't really called on to do a lot other than that double save. They've had some pop shots on the top of the box, but other than that, he hasn't been asked to do very much. Surprise actually has a 7.8, then Fran has a 7.3. I'm not sure. I don't know how this happens. But I think Fran Garcia is having probably the best 2-game stretch. And mind you, I understand the competition. I understand the levels of of who we're playing so far. But I think he's showed himself to be quite reliable in this back. When we go back to Al Hilal, I had some it wasn't even so much criticism. It was more so about the defensive structure and how it's like in the first 5 minutes, every single time that Al Hilal was they were trying to go on our outside backs, right? Because obviously Trent was inverting, and then obviously Fran Garcia is about 5'5", so any kind of player who's above 6 foot can easily body him off with aerial duels. So I thought Housen really needed to kind of like shift over, whether have Housen shift over if like Milinkovic Savic is going to be there, he would switch over, and then you would have Tchouaméni or Bellingham kind of fill into the space in behind, or just ask the rest of the defense actually to shift over. But anyways, so far I think he's great. He's been excellent on the overlap. I think his chemistry with Vinicius is getting a lot better. I felt there were times last season where Vinicius would kind of like almost like wave off Fran, but for whatever reason, whether it be the new coach, whether it be the instruction to use Fran Garcia's like pace in behind, whether it's the overlap or the underlap, I think he's doing an excellent job. Housen, I think he's doing all right. I haven't seen much of the ball playing. Obviously, with the point like Asensio's out, they're playing in a different formation. Is it going to be another new partner for him? I know he played with Tchouaméni a little bit last game, but once again, a new partnership. He hasn't been asked to do a lot, but when he's been asked to do some things, I'm a little concerned. With the lack of pace is alarming, and that's something that obviously the scouts and the team should have known, should have been able to address. The fact is that Housen is excellent at ball playing, and his size as in like he's 6'6" or 6'5". He's great with aerial duels. He's great with the ball at the feet, but he's susceptible to being beat with a ball over top. So if we're going to be doing this high press, if we're really going to try to pin teams back, we have to understand that we have a huge line behind our defense, right? So what is Courtois going to have to be a sweeper keeper? Is that what we're going to ask Courtois to be? Which he's not. Or do we need to then sign center backs, or like at least our defensive mids that are quick, right? Because like Asensio has good recovery pace, but then if the ball is going over the top and if it's in this area, right, and Fran Garcia is up here, like the amount of speed or the amount of time it's going to take for Asensio to get here, get him behind Huijsen, it's like it won't happen every game, right? We're going to be exploited all the time here. Same thing with Trent. Trent is not fast at all. Actually, I didn't realize how slow he was, but yeah, he is not fast at all. So balls over the top here. What are we going to do with this? So that's something that we need to address. I think Housen did it right, but I haven't seen very much of him. Asensio, horror showing in the past 2 games, got a penalty and then an immediate red. This game, I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of people are saying that his Real Madrid career is essentially done as a starter. I'm not so sure about that yet. I think it's extremely early, but it's kind of worrisome. Ever since he got that contract, that new contract, or there's conversations with that new contract, I feel like a lot of his form has kind of gone down. I'm not saying that it's gone to his head, and obviously he is somewhat of a young player. I know he's 22, but that's still relatively young. You know, he's still prone to some of these mistakes. I think something just for him to, as he progresses as a professional, is to understand like different refs in different competitions call things differently. Things that you can get away with in La Liga or in Champions League, you may not be able to get away with it here. I still think that both instances where he got booked were soft. Like the penalty was soft. A player of that size should not be going down with. He wasn't even bear hugging him. It was very like hand on the waist, barely. This one as well. You know, wrong side. I don't think he had to do that, but once again, I think it was soft as well. But unfortunately, he got a red. You know, I think in this case that they need to speak a little bit more, have a little bit more communication, because Asensio was trying to pull an offside trap. Hausen was keeping him on, and obviously they played the ball in behind, and then he had to do what he had to do. So you can say that it's Asensio's fault, and maybe you should have left it up to the forward to have to beat Courtois, who's, you know, the best keeper in the world, or, you know, like you try to do a soft foul, you try to be a little cheeky about it and try to put him off a little bit. But in this case, he got a red. Trent Alexander-Arnold hasn't had very much to do. I think there is always a plan going into the game. I think obviously they go through the practice. Xabi Alonso tells him a lot of the tactics, what he wants them to do. But as soon as that red card happens, then you're having people shift back in positions that they're not really comfortable in. A lot of that stuff just kind of goes out the window. So now he's kind of back. He's inverting, but he's actually not even so much inverting as much anymore. He's kind of like, all right, cool. If I go up, I'm only going to go up into this half space. Or if, like, obviously if we are in a counter-attacking sequence, then yeah, he's going to go up. But I haven't seen him really invert that much. Arda Güler and Valverde are essentially as our two holdings. Arda Güler is picking up the ball a lot over here, and Valverde obviously is over here. Tchouaméni is back here. It's a little weird. I think Arda Güler has somewhat license to kind of go forward, because even on that second goal, I don't even know how he ended up on the, you know, at the top of the box, right? He ended up at the top of the opposing team's box, because he's really supposed to be the holding man. So he could be just more of a free roll, creative, you know, pick up the ball from the defense to be able to progress it forward. But then if you have the opportunity to go forward, yeah, go forward and just have cover in behind, which would be Valverde. But nonetheless, I think Tchouaméni is doing all right. Tchouaméni doesn't have a lot of recovery speed, and I still think for him, his best position is a CDM. I will continue to say that. But maybe for this team and for what this team needs, you might need to have him play just as a ball-playing center back. If Rudiger is going to be out, you can't trust Militao and you can't trust Alaba. And you can't trust the Castilla kids. Like, has anyone seen any of the Castilla kids? Besides Munoz. I think Munoz came in, the end of Al Hilal. We haven't seen any like UC. We haven't seen Fortea. We haven't seen Aguado. So I think Xabi Alonso clearly knows that these players, Tchouaméni is still better in a position where, you know, as a center back than Aguado or any of the other, or even Ramon. We haven't seen Jacobo Ramon at all. You know, so Tchouaméni doesn't have recovery pace. He still needs to form a better chemistry with Hausen, and they really need to address the fact that balls over the top are beating him every single time. Bellingham, awesome for the goal. I still don't think he fully understands what he's doing yet. It's going to take a little bit more time. I don't really know what he's doing. Like I said, there would be large minutes of the game, large periods of the game where I don't see Bellingham get on the ball. He's kind of running around a little bit, but I think that he popped up. What he does best is really box crash, and at least here at Real Madrid so far, you know. So I thought he took the goal very well. It was an excellent touch into the box, left-footed strike, opposite foot, lower corner. I think he did excellent. Güler, excellent once again, you know, picking up the ball. I think he's kind of an undisputed starter at this point. I mean, I feel like I've been saying this quite a bit. You know, people are like, he hasn't done enough to get that start. But I think Arda Güler is the only player on this team that has that specific profile, where he's so technical and his left foot is so good. He can pass the ball, he can shoot, he has vision. I think you just need to have a player of this quality on the pitch. You just have to figure out how and where you can put him in. And luckily enough, it looks like we're going to try to fit him as that Modric role, or at least that creative role. In my opinion, I think he's the most dangerous closer he is to the opposing team's box. As you can see with that finish, like he can finish right, he can finish with his left. You know, he can he can whip a ball in back post. He can play players in. So if you give him this free role, this free creative role, I think he'll do an excellent job. Valverde doing a lot of covering. I can't really say that much. I think he's having an average game. A lot of the things that, like I said, they probably practiced in practice, he can no longer do because we got that red card. So essentially, he's just going to be the one covering and just holding back here with Arda Güler. I think the standout player, but the two Garcias are the standout players for me. Gonzalo Garcia has, is been given an opportunity and he's running with it. And I think he's doing an excellent job. I said that I would still probably go for a Budimir because I still believe that we need that experience in those tough games. I think Gonzalo Garcia is doing an excellent job, especially so far in this tournament. But I also have to take into consideration the teams that we're playing in this tournament. We're playing Pachuca, like respectfully, Pachuca is probably a titan in the Mexican Premier League. And Al Hilal are good in the Saudi league, but when we play these premier like top one tier one teams, I feel like we need someone with a little bit more experience, and I feel like Gonzalo Garcia can come off the bench. Unless like if you want to send him out on loan, or you sell him with a 50% buyback, something similar to Nico Paz, let him get more experience and then try to bring him back. I think Vinicius is doing pretty well. I think his best is when he's actually isolated on the wings, and I think Xabi Alonso has identified that. I think for us to be the team that I think we can be, we need this similar profile on this right-hand side. And I don't think that Franco Macentuano is that. He's not really a winger. He's really an advanced midfielder, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And he's always just going to shift into the space. And like, if that was the case, we might as well just play Arda Güler out there, because Arda Güler will do the same thing and he's already on the squad. Like, why do we end up going and buying a 17-year-old that Arda can do essentially the same job? So I do think that we need like a Di Maria or just a left-footed right winger to be able to have the same threat as Vinicius on this side, because clearly Trent to Vinicius is on all game, and that's when Vinny cooks, right? And then we need something similar on this side before we become too dependent on Mbappe and Vinicius. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Xabi Alonso wants to keep a traditional forward here, then put the fastest player in the world, or like top 3 fastest players in the world, on this side. Did the game start? Let me check. No, it didn't. Yeah. So put Mbappe over here. Put Mbappe here because he doesn't like playing center. He likes being on the wings, even though he likes being on left wing. But he at Monaco, when he first started at PSG, and when he was younger from the French national team, he played on the right side. He can definitely do it. There's space in it behind for him to exploit. He just play a ball over the top. Let Trent play a ball over the top. Let Housen play a ball over the top. Let Carreras, when Carreras is eventually here, play a ball over the top. Let Mbappe run. Let him run. Let him run in behind, and he'll score more goals than he played here. Because Gonzalo Garcia is doing he's doing an excellent job being that Benzema type forward that lays off the ball and plays off of these other players here. And then obviously Pachuca's Pachuca. I really don't care too much about them, but I think they're doing all right. But the fact is that we're down a man and we're still 2-0 up. I don't think they've taken advantage of the opportunity that they have. Na 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 na. All right, the teams are back out. All right, let's see some Xabi ball. I'm excited. Come on. Arda has to start. He brings creativity, passing, shooting, link up, and he has to play through the middle, free roam, can't stay. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I still think that his best position is center attacking mid. But right now we have Jude there. We have Jude in an advanced role, and not until we find a player that could fill that, like essentially a progressive passer, in that creative midfielder role, Arda Güler is going to have to fill that. And in my ideal lineup, you would have Arda Güler and Jude both as those central attacking midfielders. Because like even if you have that 4-3-3. When you have Trent invert, you would have Valverde actually being the one that would push up. Could you imagine a lineup where you had Jude pushed up as the advanced midfielder on the left side with Vinny, and then you had Arda Güler as the advanced midfielder on the right side, and whomever's going to be the outside winger, whether it be Mbappe. Could you imagine that? Right? You have Trent. So imagine this. Hold on. I'm going to change this. I'll show you guys. Give me 1 second. Remove Arda Güler. Boom. Okay. Okay, so imagine this. Take out Budimir and just put Gonzalo Garcia. I don't feel like changing right now. Okay. So on paper it will look like this. And put Fran Garcia here. Just rock with me. Right? So we're in a 4-3-3. So what ends up happening, obviously, when we have 11 players on the field, what ends up happening when we have the ball on the ball, this is what happens. This player goes up. Trent goes and inverts here. Bellingham moves up here. You're outside. It ends up looking like this. Very similar to what Arsenal did against us, home and away. Right? They essentially played a 3-2-5. This was Saka, this was Odegaard, this was Marino, this was Rice, this is Martinelli. Miles Lewis-Skelly, Partey. Right? Kivior, Saliba, something like that. So this is what it looked like. So if we're going to be doing the same thing, could you imagine the advanced midfielders right here? Look at this. Play out this person, Trent can play it out to Vinicius 1v1, and then you can either cross to Budimir or, cut back like we just saw. Boom, 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 lay off here, boom, Bellingham goal. Same thing here. You're going to have Carreras play Arda Güler into the half space, be able to slip Mbappe in anywhere, essentially, right? Mbappe in behind, Mbappe to feet to 1v1 Cook. Like, could you imagine this? Having this, just have Arda Güler be like that free roll, right? To be able to pick up the ball and then progress it to wherever he wants. If you can slip in Vinicius here, you can slip in Jude here, you can play with Vinicius here, you can play with Budimir or Gonzalo Garcia, whoever's going to be the traditional striker here. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm cooking. And if it happens, you can say that you guys were here first. There you go, teams walking out. It looks like Brahim Diaz might be coming in. Yep. All right, well, who's coming in for, who's coming out? All right, Pachuca has 2 halftime subs. And Brahim is coming in for who? Fran Garcia is off. Brahim Diaz is in. Oh, he replaced Gonzalo Garcia. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming Vinicius is going to go up front, and then you're going to have Brahim Diaz go and take the left wing role, and then just have Vinicius essentially just counterattack. Oh, it looks like, are we playing it back? No, yeah, we're playing it back 4. Now it looks like the 2 midfielders sitting in front of the defense is Jude and Valverde. And they pushed Arda Güler, at least when defending, out into the right wing. Oh, Housen went. Missed it. Well done, Jude. Oh, Vinicius was on. Jude, Ole, Jude, well done. Trent. Open up, play him. He needs somebody. Well done from Trent. Trent continuing. Vinicius, Fran, play him. Turn, Brahim, go. Well done. Arda. Valverde. Jude. Trent. Look for Valverde. Oh, well done. Turn. Arda. Vinicius. Turn. Men on, Brahim. Men on. Well done. Ole, Trent. Oh, too long. Come on. Faster, faster. Move it faster. And on Trent. Well done. Good flick from Trent to Arda. Arda. Oh no. Arda loses it. Good step. Oh, Trent lost it at the top of the box. No shot. And just wide. A little careless. Why in the world is Fran Garcia defending Salman Rondon? Well done from Hausen. Fran on Rondon again. Well done from Hausen. Oh, clear it again. Well done, Hausen with a double clearance. Arda Güler pressing. Oh, excellent ball out. That was well done from the defender. Ball in behind Fran. Fran won the race. No help. Well done, Fran. Brahim, Fran, Vinny, Valverde, Vinicius, Jude. See, there's no outlet to the right. Like, Trent does not. Oh, that was a dangerous ball from Güler. Well done, Hausen was able to recover it. Well done, playing out of the back. Has to be a little bit better around the ball. Well done from Valverde to Brahim. To Vinicius on the left. Vinicius in the box. Step over, goes in. Oh. I've seen that 1,000 times, Vinny. Step. Good step from Trent. Oh, no, Jude. Well done from Howard. First time ball. Come on, Brahim. We need a little bit more. You got to win that, Brahim. Step. Vinicius. Plays out to Brahim. Vinicius. Arda. Arda. Brahim. Valverde. Play with... Oh. Trent to Vinny. Back to Vinny. Oh, nice try from Vinny. Try to lay up Brahim. Down the left. Vinicius once again. And called the foul on Garcia. Ball in from Arda. Yeah, oof. Trent. First time crossing from Trent. Ooh. That was a good idea from Trent. Keep the ball out, come on. Brother, why are you guys trying to fight Vinny? Well done from... Oh, Hoysen lost it. Good block from Valverde. Another careless. Lost in possession. Nope, thank you. We'll take that. Ooh. I don't know if that was a cross or a shot. Thibaut Courtois had to tip it up. Someone step on top of the box, ball in back post. There's like 3 players. How did they miss that? Pachuca had 3 players back post unmarked. And Chumeni, well done from Chumeni. They once again get the second ball. Now they're pushing down the right-hand side. Someone needs to step before he takes another shot. Well done from Chumeni. Step, play out, turn, Arda. Yeah, Arda has no one to pass it to there. Good tackle from Jude, but then another save by Courtois. We don't have an outlet right now. We don't have an outlet. As soon as we're able to win the ball, there's no one to pass to. Well done. Hoyson is carrying. Hoyson ball behind to Fran Garcia. It will stay in. Oh, just. See, that's too easy, bro. That's too easy. Why is no one marking that? Step. Shift. Don't let him take a shot. Thank you, Ibrahim. And in behind, follow the runner. Well done, Fran. Vinny needs to be the one here to step. Well done from Chouameni. Ball in, excellent. Courtois again with another save. Just make some subs. If these people aren't gonna run, just, make some subs. They have us completely pinned back. Oh, another open header. Scramble in the box. Handball. Okay, thank you. Like right now, our forwards aren't pressing. Art is not pressing. Vinny's not pressing enough. Brahim Diaz isn't following the runners. I do not envy you, Javi Alonso. You got some work to do. Was it Arda or no? Luka Modric coming in for Arda. I can't tell. Are you guys going to show me what's going on here, please? And Jude's coming out for Ceballos. Step. Another great save. Each one of those times, like, Courtois has to have at least 3 or 4 saves in the last 5 minutes, and it's because the center mids are not stepping towards any of their attacking mids. Look at that. Into the half space, no one's stepping. No one's stepping. If that's the case, Chouameni or one of the center backs, if they have to communicate with the holding midfielders to let them know that there's someone in the half space, and then they either need to drop back and be able to take away that angle, or at least fill up that space, or have the center backs actually push forward so the player doesn't have enough time to turn his head, look up, line himself a shot, and have Courtois have to be Superman. Like, why is this so difficult? Well done, Modric. Well done, Modric. Modric on the ball again. Ceballos turn. Vinny. Modric. Oh, a little bit too much. A little bit too much. The ball runs on this pitch. It looks like the grass is very short. Not too much, Ceballos. Not too much. Come on. Move it around. Well done. Well done to play out of that. That was excellent. Great spell of possession here. Ball over the top. Hausen, excellent. Playing back, playing back. Go long, excellent from Hausen. I rather that. Well done, Brahim. No, come on, Trent, you can't get beat. Don't let him cross in, cross in. Okay, it's poor. Goes all the way back out. Another ball at back post. Trent needs to win this. Well done. Valverde dribbles out. Brahim and Vinny. Ref, that's a yellow. That's a yellow. The stadium is all Real Madrid. Hausen. Fran. Well done. Good stuff from Ceballos. Ceballos again. Dribbles through. Well done to Valverde. Valverde goes back into pressure. Valverde's carrying himself. Play it. Ceballos, man on. Man on, well done from Modric. One touch to play out of press. Good turn. Excellent. Well done. Modric, turn. Well done, Modric. Vinicius. Yep. Short corner, Modric. Byline. Outside of the foot. No foul, Modric. No foul. Good stuff from Ceballos. Ceballos again. Pachuca's had 20 shots this game. That's kind of crazy if you actually think about it. Oh. Well done, Fran. Plays it down the line. Excellent ball to Vinicius. Vinicius, go at him. Just go at him. Oh, he's probably too tired. Play it out to Fran. Courtois take too long. Hausen once again. Modric. Hausen takes the space. Ball in behind to Vinicius. Plays it across. Valverde. Play him across. Ball for Raheem. Valverde! Golazo! 3-0! I will say, man, when we're down a man, we have excellent team goals. Well done. Was that Brahim to Valverde? What a ball from Hausen. Sorry, I'm trying to get this tweet out. One sec. Give me a second. Assist. You have the switch to Trent all the way. Well done. Raheem. Trent. Well done, Modric. Vinny. Fran. Turn. Ole from Vinny. Vinny's in yet again. Is anyone in the box? No one in the box. Back post. Valverde controls it. Oh, Brahim got it. Brahim. Fizz it across. Good save from the keeper. Oh, I'll call the foul. Good crossing from Vinicius. Dude, where is my jersey? I bought a jersey. I bought a jersey, what, like a week ago? A week and a half ago, and it's still not here. Ooh, not Vinicius. Valverde is holding his calf right now. I would probably start doing a lot of. Let's do some subs. Now let's sub out. Let's sub out like Valverde right now. He's a little labored. He's holding his calf. We don't need any of that. This game is already. We've won the game so far, right? It's 3-0. We're holding possession. Let's put in some young. Like, do we not have any Castilla kids? Oh, yeah, we have 2 more subs. We don't have any Castilla kids that can come in. What an excellent double save from Courtois. Thank you for the repost, Raphael. What do you guys think so far about the game? In the first half, I was really disappointed. Well, I was extremely disappointed with Asensio going forward. Like a red card in like 5 minutes in. Like, we've been waiting for essentially like 4 days from Al Hilal to see if the team is getting a little bit better with what the coach wants to implement. And then as soon as that happens, like, okay, then just throw everything out, essentially. everything that we wanted to see, the new tactics, and then we have to wait against Salzburg before we can actually see what he wants to do. And then that's another thing. Now we have to play Tchouaméni as the center back again because Asensio is out for the next game. He's suspended. So do we put Tchouaméni back there, and then we move Tchouaméni back, we have Arda Güler then fill in again? I mean, I think actually it's a pretty good conversation to have because Mbappe should be back. I don't know if he's going to be starting or not, but Mbappe should be back. So does Mbappe go take Gonzalo Garcia's spot, or does he go on the right-hand spot, on the right-hand, or excuse me, the right wing? So you have Vinicius, Gonzalo, Mbappe, and then you have a midfield of Valverde, Jude, Arda, and Vinny, Jude, and Arda. And then you just have the back four. Then it would be Fran, Housen, Tchouaméni, and Trent. I'm assuming. Trent off, Fede and Trent off, Rudiger and Munoz in. Another game. I think Trent is easing himself into this squad. Honestly, I don't think he's done anything. I think let me take it back. I thought that cut back into Gonzalo Garcia was excellent, where Arda Güler scored. I thought it was an excellent team goal, and I mean that pass was instrumental for that goal as well. So I think that was good. I think he's had moments, but I haven't seen like collectively Trent have like an amazing game as of yet. But also, like, that's not something that we necessarily need at this point. I'd rather him just get used to the teammates, get used to the instructions, know where he's supposed to be, just be safe. And then, like I said, those balls in behind, or those excellent crosses or cutbacks, if that happens, that's an add-on. Until we get one of those aerial threats, where you can just whip a ball in, and we know that we're gonna have someone get on the end of it. Step, cannot let him shoot, and goal. Do you see what I'm talking about? Once again, picking up the ball in the half space in between the midfielder and the center back. No one's closing down fast enough. Them able to collect the ball in the half turn, look up, and then shoot. It's always gonna be a problem. Look, there's not enough pressure here. Look at that, wide open. It has happened 5-6 times in this game. It's like if someone's gonna have 5-6 shots on target, one of those is bound to go in. If you don't address it, I just don't understand. Like, how is that not something like they don't talk about? Like, this has been happening over and over and over for the past year. And I mean, I'll always go back to the point of it. It's because there's none of the people who are playing holding mid or like a center defensive mids are actually center defensive mids by trade. Ceballos you might call him a holding mid, but he's not a defensive mid. Who else is in there? Luka Modric is not another holding mid. Back post, ball. A good step from Ceballos. Tchouaméni, Valverde. Back three, 80-minute, Valverde's gassed, holding his calf, and he's still playing. Rudiger, just hit it forward, please. That's like one of the worst balls you can potentially play right there. Just boot it forward. Well done, Heusen. Well done, Housen. Excellent ball out to Fran. Fran out to Brahim. Brahim holds it. Fran back out. Man on. Ole. Ole. Feeling himself. Do not let him shoot again. Well done from Fran. Fran has had an excellent game. Turn. Well done, Ceballos. Excellent plays into Vinny. We have a 4v3 right now. Vinny going. Vinny out wide to Valverde. Valverde on top of the box. Take a hit. Oh, took a bad touch from Valverde. Oh, Valverde, that was a poor touch. You could have taken a shot with that. Oof. Oof, Fran. Oof, Fran. Excellent save. Excellent save from Courtois. Oof, he done you up, Fran. Turn. Well done. Play it with speed. With speed. Come on. Dean. Excellent from Dean. Well done. Well done. Vinicius back out to Fran. Well done. Be able to play out of pressure. Should be a better ball, Ceballos. All right, Rudiger, we do not need you forward, brother. Well done from Ceballos. Play it off, Vinny. Don't lose it here. Come on, play it. We don't need any of the dribbling there. Just play it, play it, play it. Keep it going. I mean, that's actually a penalty, ref. Munoz in for who? For Vinny? Yeah, for Vinny off. Munoz first. Well done. Gets on top of the ball. Munoz. Cut. Beats him again. And cross in. There's no one there. Brother can't even warm up. As soon as he got on the pitch, he was played in behind. Well done from Courtois. Turn. Ceballos has been playing very well. I know he has a lot of space in the midfield and everyone's tired, but he's been playing well in there, circulating the ball. Modric, Ceballos. Oh, well done. So well done, Ceballos. That reverse pass. Ceballos again. Just one touch rondos, triangles all over the pitch, triangles all over the pitch. Well done. Circulate, circulate. Holy Hausen. Hausen is so good, man. So good. Oof. Ball a little too high. Fran. Maltone behind. Good step by Rudiger. Great from Hausen. Oh, gets around Allison. Allison, good. Oh, well done. What? How did that kid get the third jersey already? Are they selling it? I thought they're not. I thought the third jersey is not coming out until August. Someone send me the link, please. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice. 0 minutes for Rodrigo. I completely forgot about Rodrigo. Zero minutes for Rodrigo, and he doesn't have any discomfort. Five minutes of extra time. Step. Good step from Rudiger. Well done. Offsides. Just offsides. Just why even... Ref, just call it. It's so obvious. Call the offsides. You don't need semi-automated offsides to show like the guy's a mile off. Just call it. Friend goes in. Following Vinny. Ball out to Brahim. Top of the box. He's in the box. Right hand side cuts back. Vinny on the ground again. Men on. Modric. Ball in again to Brahim. Oof. Oh no, it's Vinny. That's Rodrigo. Not Rodrigo. It's Rudiger. I thought it was Vinny who went down. What is going on, guys? There's a minute left. Let's just play, bro. Rudiger, you just got on the field. Let's just play. Let's go home. You guys had a red card the first 5 minutes of the game. Come on, let's just play. Come on, let's end this game. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hurry up. Are they checking VAR? What are we doing? Let's go. Step. Oof. Sabalos, you just passed it right to them. No foul. No foul. Excellent from Dean. Turn. Well done. Modric doing well to keep possession. Excellent turn. Turn. Back to him. Excellent. Let it run across your body. Let's go out of the other side. Rudiger to Tchouaméni. Well done, Rudiger. Rudiger holds it. Rudiger holds it back to Courtois. Courtois, just boot it. Just boot it. Well done. Munoz, pressure, pressure. Good step. There you go, Munoz. Thank you. Ref, just call it, dude. It's 7 minutes. Just call it. Call the game. Call it. Let me enjoy my Sunday. There it is. All right, our first win of Xabi Alonso. Oh, what is Rudiger? Now they're fighting again. Guys, go off, bro. Rudiger, let's just go home, man. Let's go home. Let's go back to the hotel. Cold showers. Come on. All right. We did it. We did it. All right. Who won player of the match? Was it Arda? 10 saves. It might be Courtois, actually. Who won player of the match? Dude, their captain is still chasing after Rudiger. Brother, go home. Your tournament's over. We don't care nearly enough. All right. Well, let's go to the match ratings. That was, once again, another game of two halves. When I mean two halves, I mean from the first 5 minutes to the next 85. Yeah, here, let me turn it over here. We'll go over here. We'll go over here. Okay, let's start with Courtois. Courtois, I think had a great game. Courtois had to save our butts how many times? And I kept on saying it throughout the stream. You guys are here with me, and I'm pretty sure I'm super annoying to you guys. I told you multiple times that their forwards were picking up the ball in this half space, right? They were picking up this ball in this half space, and it's the center back's responsibility to alert either the CDM, well, it's really the CDM and the center back should both understand that there's someone lurking around here. You always have to look, look over your shoulder, left or right? Especially in the case that we're playing actually two holdings. Like, this should not have happened. Look, 8.8, of course, Courtois. So most of the times they were collecting this ball in this half space, and it was always coming this little half space right here, right? So at the time, it should be Tchouaméni has to either step into this half space and tell the outside back to pinch in or have them shift in, or you tell Tchouaméni was at this point at this position at the time, or tell whoever is the holding mid, whether it was going to be Arda, whether it was going to be Valverde, that one of you needs to drop back in and fill up this space, because every single time they're picking up the ball in this half space, and then it's like some kind of loss of possession. They look up, they find the person in the half space. This person is able to turn, look up, line himself a shot, and then shoot at Courtois. Courtois, at the amount of times that their forwards were able to take a shot right at the edge of our box, was way too many. And then obviously, if they have 6, 7, 8 shots in this little half space, that they're eventually, one is going to get a deflection, one's going to nick off another player, and then it was a goal. So there goes our clean sheet. So Courtois, I think, had an excellent game. I think his most notable save was the double save. Courtois, best goalkeeper in the world. I expect nothing less, but I feel that he's getting really tired of having to do this and bail us out, because we should not be putting him in these positions all the time. I thought Fran Garcia has probably been Fran Garcia and Huijsen have been our two best defenders this entire tournament. Fran Garcia has to have the highest level of conditioning on this team. This guy runs all game. He's running he's lung bursting runs, forward, back, tracking, pressing, covering for this player, recovery runs. I think he didn't put a foot wrong this game. I think he's doing excellent. What I thought, I was once of a belief, especially last year, that Fran wasn't of the level of Real Madrid, at least as a starter. And I was like, if you can get Carreras and Grimaldo, then yeah, maybe we have a conversation, maybe letting Mendy and Fran go. But I think Fran is doing amazing. Obviously, when Carreras comes into the team, hopefully, he may not have a starting spot, but they can definitely rotate. I think he's doing an excellent job so far. Hausen, man. Hausen, I don't know. He might be the signing of the season for us. Like the signing of the year. He is integral to everything that we do. Like his ability to ball progress and play balls and line breaking passes and balls over the top. He's just so calm and so cool, calm and collected, and being able to actually dribble through lines of pressure or be able to be press resistant against a lot of these other teams that are trying to press us because they think that's one of our weaknesses. He's able to actually carry the ball through those lines of press and be able to pass the ball to Jude in great half spaces or Vinicius in great half spaces. That ball out to who was it? Was it to Vinny? I think he dribbled by one or two lines of pressure, and then he's able to slip. Who was it? Fran Garcia? I forgot exactly who, but the one where he played the ball, I think it was to Fran Garcia, and then Fran Garcia played it to Vinicius. I'm not exactly sure, but the one that led up to the goal that started with Hausen, and that was just due to the fact that he's very composed on the ball. I think he's doing an excellent job. He hasn't put much of a foot wrong. I do think just a concern for him would be the fact is that he is not the quickest player. So if he's going to be, there always needs to be someone on covering for him, especially if a lot of these other teams are going to watch film and they're going to notice our biggest weaknesses obviously is the ball over the top, because both of our center backs at the time was Tchouameni and Hausen are both not extremely fast, especially if you have a pacey winger or you have someone playing on the shoulder of one of these defenders, and if they have time to look up and literally play a ball in between here or the ball over top, they're most likely going to get it unless Courtois is very alert to the fact is that they're going to be trying to play that ball over the top. Asensio, horror show of a tournament so far. I know last game he was really sick. I think he had the same kind of fever or stomach bug or whatever that Mbappe had, and he was on antibiotics. So you kind of give him a pass for the penalty. I thought the penalty was a little weak from last game. And then once again today, a horror show. You got a straight red, like 5-10 minutes into the game, and really put us on the back foot. I'm very disappointed, honestly. But he needs to do a lot better. Hopefully, he can learn from this. I know that he's young. I know he's 22. 22 isn't really young. It is young, but with how young a lot of these players are coming nowadays, 22 isn't that young. He should know a little bit better. He's been playing on the first team football for a while now. He needs to be put in better situations. He needs to have better positioning, and he needs to speak with Dean Hausen a lot more communication, knowing when to push up if we're going to try to do an offside trap. Like for the red card, what ended up happening was that Asensio was trying to pull the guy off, right? He tried to do an offside trap. Hausen didn't hear, or they were not in sync, and Hausen actually kept him on. So he stepped up, Hausen didn't, and then obviously the forward hero was able to make that run. They spotted the run in behind Hausen, ball over the top. This forward was able to get on top of it. Asensio with his recovery pace was able to try to get back into position, but then once again he pulled him, he bumped him enough, or he was able to cause a foul. It was a red card. So that really came about from the miscommunication between the two center backs right here. Trent, I don't know why he got a 6.9. I don't think he did very much wrong. He didn't really get beat off the dribble. He wasn't they weren't attacking down this flank a lot. I think this is more so just because if he's kind of doing two jobs, he's inverting a little bit, but he's not really there's opportunities for him to overlap, but he's not overlapping because he's not the quickest. I think because he's not trying to get beat off the dribble or leave a lot of space. He got essentially a pre-assist, so I thought his score would be a little bit higher. I don't know why he got a 6.9, but I think he's just playing it safe. I think the fact is it's new teammates, new league. This is obviously, he's been playing at Liverpool his entire life, so he's known this, he's known the system, he's known the environment. He's completely, it's a different language. I think he will eventually get there. I think he's just trying to play it safe and try not to make a mistake, especially with all of the eyes of the world. Literally, you look on the trend, the timeline, and you're seeing all these people oh yeah, hate watch. So I think some of that is affecting him, and I think he's just trying to play. I think he's trying to play it safe, but nonetheless, I thought he did all right. And I'm just expecting more as more games happen, more practices happen. He gets more accustomed to the team and what the tactics are. He's eventually going to show his quality. Tchouameni, for the very little time he was in CDM, I thought he did all right. As a center back, I think he's great as a center back. I think he's good. I think he can be a passing center back, a deep lying passing center back. I think that probably would be his best spot. until we figure out this center back situation. I know Rudiger just came back from injury. He's only going to be here for probably another year. I know that the club was talking about potentially asking him for another year renewal. But I've also heard that he's interested in, going to the Saudi League. So that's something that we really need to discuss. We need to discuss if we see Asensio as a starter in the future. Obviously, 2 games is not going to derail what he did last season for us, but I think that's something that we definitely need to have a conversation about. I think that we need a pacey. We need more defenders, right? Because Alaba is not counted on, right? Rudiger is going to leave. Militao, we still haven't seen him in essentially like 2 years. Yeah, he came back a little bit, but immediately got injured again. 2 ACLs on opposite legs. Like I've never seen anyone. I bet you rarely see people come back from ACLs, but 2 ACLs on 2 separate legs is something that I've never seen. So hopefully he can come back. We'll see what kind of level he's at. But currently we're losing at least 3 center backs, so we need to fill those in. And another thing is, like, even with getting that red card, the coach has opted to bring Tchouaméni back into a center back rather than using Jacobo Ramon, right? So I'm not saying that, we're only 2 games in, but like these were the times to use those players in the group stage, because you know that they're not going to see any of the field when it comes to the knockout rounds. So I have to think that just from training and from what Xabi Alonso, and him and his staff have seen, that these players are not at the level yet. Like, they are squad. They're not even. They're squad players, but they're still the Castilla level. We haven't seen Fortea. We haven't seen Yusi. We haven't seen Aguado. We haven't seen Jacobo Ramon. So, that's something that I think we need to address sooner rather than later. I know a lot of people are saying that, yeah, we don't need it, but maybe the solution is you bring Tchouaméni back as a ball playing center back. Huijsen and Tchouaméni being able to play out of the back, that might be a solution. Maybe not be the entire solution, but that could be one of the solutions that we go for. And then we have Camavinga that's able to slot into this holding role with whomever's going to be. Like, it might be a Camavinga, and Arda Güler might be your holding, right? If you want to go that route. So then you can have Valverde, and then in Bellingham, still play the advanced role if you need it to be. And then I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just saying that maybe that might be one of the solutions. I thought Tchouaméni had a good match. Obviously, they need to form this chemistry a little bit stronger. I'm assuming this is what we're going to be going with for the next game and then the games going forward. I'm not exactly happy about that. We'll see if Rudiger is going to play probably more minutes. You probably play a half next game, depending on how well we're doing against Salzburg. That's like obviously it's a must-win game. We definitely have to win that game, because even with the win and the tie, we're still not guaranteed into the next round. So we need to do our utmost best to make sure that we come in first place, because we don't want any surprises in having to play any of the big boys come the quarterfinals, right? Jude Bellingham, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what his position is, and I still think he's trying to figure out his position as well. I know he's tasked to be the advanced midfielder, but he's also when in defense he's supposed to be it's like a 4-1-4-1, I believe. So picking and choosing when to advance, I think that's something that's going to take a little bit more time, but I thought he took on his goal excellently well. I thought the whole team played for his goal, being able to take the excellent touch forward past the man and be able to slot it in with his left foot to the side corner was an excellent show of composure on his weak foot. So I thought, 8.3 I think is deserved. I think he did a lot of hard running, and I was actually surprised that they took him out in the 60th minute. Arda Güler, excellent. For me, I think he had an excellent game. Especially in that new holding role. I don't know if it's holding or if it's more of like a free role with him, because like I said, he would be picking up the ball in positions over here with Fran Garcia and Huijsen. He would be picking up the ball from Tchouaméni and Alexander-Arnold, but then also on his goal, you see him already popping up inside the box. So he might just have a free creative role just to really just ball progress. He's probably Xabi Alonso is probably allowing him to use his footballing intelligence to really try to figure out when and where to get on the ball. And I think a quote that came out earlier, I think it was yesterday from the press conference, was essentially that Xabi Alonso says that Arda Güler, we just need to put Arda Güler into a position to where he can get onto the ball. So that goes along with a lot of his footballing IQ. It's like, okay, if I can recognize the team needs help progressing out of this position, I need to be there to be able to get the ball and be able to keep the ball ticking. If I need to pick up the ball here, I can play Jude into these half spaces. I'll go click the ball, let's pass it to Vinicius, and then if I do see that there's an opportunity for me to go advance and obviously get onto the ball in zone 14 right here, be able to shoot or be able to pass it on, or even I get the second goal he scored. That all comes down to the whole free role that I think that Xabi Alonso kind of wants him to have. I kind of likened it a little bit to Wirtz, where Wirtz essentially was the left winger for for Bayer Leverkusen. But you saw him collecting the ball from deep. You know, he was collecting the ball from the center backs. He was collecting the ball from Granit Xhaka. He was over here. He was all over the pitch. Right, his starting position might have been here, but Xabi Alonso allowed him to have the free role, or the creative role, to really be able to pick up the ball where he sees fit and be able to really influence the game as much as possible. And I think that's what that Arda Güler did. So I'm really happy to see Arda Güler in the lineup. Am I wearing Arda Güler right now? Oh no, this is Mbappe. That's Mbappe. But I'm really happy that Arda Güler got the opportunity to start. It needs to happen more and more often. He needs to be starting the games, and if you need to take him out, do that rather than having us suffer and not being able to ball progress really well, and then bring him in. So I thought he did an excellent job, and hopefully he'll start again. Valverde, I thought he did well. I think he did well with his goal. A lot of covering. He did a lot of hard miles. I saw that he was holding his calf, so that's not good. But I'm glad to see that, you know, he's getting better and better in his new role, and hopefully, not even hopefully, next game when we actually have we're not down a man, we can actually see a lot of the improvement that they're putting in practice. Gonzalo Garcia is another player that I thought has having an excellent tournament. Both Garcias and Housen are like my MVPs for this tournament. Right, Housen, Ferran Garcia, and Gonzalo Garcia. Gonzalo Garcia was brought in as I don't think a lot of people thought that he would have a lot of minutes, because obviously I believe the intention would be to have Mbappe in this position. But with the absence of Mbappe, Gonzalo Garcia has taken this opportunity with two hands, and he's going with it. He's running with it. Every single time that we go forward, we see that he's pressing, he's showing, he's trying to connect with other teammates, he's being unselfish and laying the ball off to, whether it be Vinicius, where he's laying off the ball to Jude, whether he's laying off the ball to Arda Güler. Like, he's doing everything that he needs to be for the team, and that's exactly what I feel like we need to see more of. I'm not saying other players are doing that, but I'm just saying that he understands that he has a role to play, and ultimately it will benefit him if the actions which he does benefits the team. And I think that's exactly what he's doing. And unfortunately, you know, he got taken off in the 46th minute, just obviously because we needed to move Vinicius into the central role, so we have more bodies behind the ball in case, like, you know, we needed to press. But I thought he played an excellent game, and I think he just needs to continue. On the topic of whether do we need another striker, I still do think that we need Budimir. I've seen some tweets where I think some people are getting overly excited. We're like, oh yeah, we have Gonzalo Garcia, we don't need anyone else. I'm not exactly sure. We're playing Pachuca, right? I think if we're honest with ourselves, this isn't the highest and the most elite team we're going to be facing. When we get into the latter stages of the Champions League, if we get into the latter stages of the Copa del Rey, or essentially we're going to be playing Barcelona or Atletico Madrid, I'm not saying that Gonzalo Garcia will not have an impact, but I would feel a lot more comfortable having maybe him be the player that comes off the bench for a Budimir, right? I would rather have a 6'3", experienced, not multiple times, but I mean, at least he's close to the Pichichi race. Like, he had 21 goals this year. He's always consistently had 15 plus goals, right, for Osasuna over these years. He's reliable. You know what you're going to get, an extreme aerial threat. And with the addition of having someone of that size and someone with that presence in the box, you can then really exploit what Trent's strengths are, which is crossing the ball, right? Like, us right now, having this front line is not getting the best out of Trent. Right, so if we're not going to get the best out of Trent, we might as well play Carvajal then. Just play Carvajal and then have Carvajal overlap if we're not going to utilize what Trent's strengths are, in my opinion. You know, keep Garcia, have him come off the bench. Or Budimir doesn't have to start every game. You know, you can probably even have Garcia for most of the games, and if you want, and then like, hey, we still can't break down this low block, then you put a Budimir here who's 6'3", have to start spamming crosses and we'll score. Because Budimir is an excellent aerial threat. That's my opinion. You know, I think you keep him, and I think we need to have a real conversation about what we expect of Endrick going into this next year. I know he's, you know, recovering from injury. He's not even in the United States. You know, he's going through, like, you know, not physical therapy, but, you know, he's recovering back in Valdebebas. But what Gonzalo Garcia is showing is that he's had quite a bit of an impact with the first team so far, and that's more than I could say about Endrick. Vinicius, I thought Vinicius had a good game as well. Once again, he didn't get in a goal, or, I mean, did he get an assist in this game? I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if he got a goal. I don't believe he got a goal or assist in this game. But Even without any GA, I thought he was excellent down that left-handed side, and that's exactly what I was saying. Like, I'm not here to kind of talk about Rodrigo. I mean, we are going to talk about Rodrigo, but I'm not here to really like shit on Rodrigo. That's not my point. I want Rodrigo to stay. I've said that I wanted Rodrigo to stay. I just said that he cannot have these kind of demands of like, yeah, I need to start on the left, or I need this kind of salary. It's like, brother, you haven't earned the salary of, you haven't earned the place to be here. Like, you know, like even your numbers aren't starting Madrid numbers for a right forward, right? And if, you know, but I digress. That's gonna be a whole nother topic. I thought that Vinicius, even if Vinicius isn't on the scoreboard, he's such a disruptor on that left-hand side that like you just want, like 1v1, you want, there's maybe 3 players in the world 1v1 that you, every time you give them the ball, you expect them to do something. It's going to be Vinicius Jr., probably the best 1v1 player in the world, Lamine Yamal, and Mbappe. You know, so at all times, if Vinicius, and I think Xabi Alonso is very smart for identifying the fact is that this guy is a unicorn, or one of them, where it's like you put him here, let him hug this flank, have Trent pick up the ball here, or Tchouaméni or Arda Güler. I think even for the goal, it was Arda Güler is the one who played Vinicius over here on that 1v1, and he absolutely cooked. He absolutely cooked this outside fullback, and just let him go to town. Let him be Vinicius. Let him be dangerous in these parts of the field, right? Like I don't want Vinicius dribbling back here. I want Vinicius picking up the ball right around here and causing all kinds of havoc. And I think that's where he's going to be. That's where he's best at. And I think he causes a lot of disruption. He causes a lot of overloads. He beats the first man. That means the second man has to go over. That, you know, has to shift over. That leaves someone else open. And that's how we got the goal. So I thought Vinicius was really good. I thought he was relentless. You know, I think that sometimes he can run a little bit more. I think he still has a little bit of cramps. He's not fully fit, so I'm giving him a little bit, you know, a benefit of the doubt here. But I thought he had a good game, and I think that's the difference between Rodrigo and Vinicius. Even if, you know, like. The one thing about Vinicius, even if he's not being the man, at least you know that he's trying and he's putting the effort in. And if it doesn't go off, it doesn't go off. You're not going to beat your man every single time. But it's the fact is that he's relentlessly going at that person, relentlessly going at that outside back or that center back, so that they understand that they can't just push forward. Right? There are some times where Rodrigo, and whether it is because like he's a right-footed, it's so weird. Like we've gone to the point where like right-footed players can't play on the right wing. Like that's where your dominant side is. It's so weird to me. But like Rodrigo is like over here on the right, and the fact is that he'll phase out of games so often that like that left back can just bomb forward because he knows that Rodrigo is like, you don't have to worry about him on the counter. The center defensive mid on that side doesn't really have to worry about him too much because he phases out for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You know, Vinicius, you know where he is on the pitch at all times. You know, because he's either calling for the ball or he's on the ball or he's making a run. You know, so if anything I could ever give it any kind of advice, and hopefully Xabi Alonso is telling this to Rodrigo, is that you have to ask for the ball. You have to be proactive. You need to get on the ball and cause them to think. You have to cause the left back or the left center back or the left holding mid to always think about where is Rodrigo, right? It's because as soon as they're like, they don't think about you, that's a problem. Because at that point, everyone understands that it's only going to go to Vinicius here. So everyone's just going to shift over. Oh, yeah, Rodrigo's over there. Yeah, Rodrigo's just going to hug the line. He's not going to do anything. We just have to worry about Vinicius. If we isolate Vinicius from getting the ball or balls in behind, they have nothing, and then, you know, they'll be able to press us. So I thought Vinicius had a good match. Overall, it was 3-1. I wish we got the clean sheet. You know, but unfortunately that's not what happened. Hopefully next game we're most likely going to see probably Tchouaméni back in this back line. It'll probably be Trent, Tchouaméni, Housen, and Fran Garcia. And then we're probably gonna have like Valverde and Güler again here, Bellingham. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I'm assuming that Tchouaméni's gonna be back as one of the center backs. We'll see how Rudiger is, because I know Rudiger had, how many minutes did he end up having this game? Rudiger played about 12 minutes, 15 minutes, so he probably won't start. Again, it's probably going to be Tchouaméni, and depending on how the game is with the game state, if we're up like 3-0, I can see him like 3-0 by half. I can definitely see Xabi Alonso probably subbing out, whether it be Housen or Tchouaméni, and then putting Rudiger in there to see if we can get more minutes, see if we can get him match fit, see if we can have him getting some rhythm. But once again, I thought it was an industrious win. We were down since like the first 10 minutes. We're down a man since the first 10 minutes, and I thought that we took our chances. You know, they had a lot of chances. They weren't clinical, and this time we were clinical. That's not something that I could say that we were like last year. Last year, we had chance of a chance of the chance of the chance of the chance, and we couldn't put it away. But this time, the very limited amount of chances that we had, we were able to put them away through a very good team play. So I'm very happy about that. And maybe, I'm not sure if that's just because of the circumstance, and maybe it's the level of the team that we're playing, or maybe it's because there's more space because there's like 9 players on the field. But I'm not exactly sure. Or maybe it's from the tactics that they're learning in practice. I'm not exactly sure. But I was really happy with a lot of the team play. I think it's better if we have a lot of the goals rather than be consolidated into one player, like an Mbappe or Vinicius or Rodrigo, that is kind of spread amongst the team. So we're a lot more well-balanced team. So like, you know, like there's a threat on the left, there's a threat through Jude, there's a threat through Arda Güler, who's in a more advanced role, there's a threat through Valverde as well. Gonzalo Garcia can get on the end of crosses. Trent from distance, you know, like I'm just really happy with the team. Besides the red card, I'm hoping Asensio can get a little bit better than that. We need to see a lot better than that. If you have aspirations of becoming the starting center back, I think there needs to be a question about whether we bring in more center backs, because I believe we do. I think what we've seen from Xabi Alonso is that he does not, at this point, he trusts Tchouaméni going back into a center back role rather than actually bringing the Castilla players, even at the level when we're playing teams at like the level of Pachuca. It's a little concerning to me. Frank Garcia is starting 90 minutes. You couldn't bring a UC in. You couldn't bring a Forte in for Trent Alexander-Arnold. You rather go back into a 3-back. That's a little concerning. And then I think the big thing is, like, I haven't even brought up, is the fact is Rodrigo didn't play a single minute. I don't think I saw him warming up at all. So he went from playing 65 minutes the first game to playing 0 minutes at all. So, I mean, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any comunicado oficiales. I haven't seen any medical reports stating that he has a bug. Maybe he got the bug, or maybe he got the fever, whether he has discomfort after the game. I'm not exactly sure. We didn't see anything. Of him. So that is going to be a story that you're probably going to see on the timeline for the next few days. I'm pretty sure people are going to be like armchair psychologists and watching training videos and seeing, like, you know, if he's kind of distant with Xabi Alonso. We haven't seen Rodrigo have any interview yet. You know what? Like, I'm not trying to say that I'm reading too much into it, but all of this entire summer has been very weird. And I'll keep on saying it. And if people get angry because they're player FC. I'm not. I'm a Real Madrid fan. We've seen interviews from Vinicius. We've seen interviews from Trent, from Hausen, from Ceballos, from Tchouaméni. I already said Jude, right? Valverde, Arda Güler. None from Rodrigo. Right? I look at promotional art. Rodrigo, like half of his face is on for a second. In the New Jersey announcements, the jersey, all the announcements and the reveal of the new jerseys, you see half of his face for half a second, then he's not there. He's not there on any of the graphics, like the big, usually the big graphics for the games, or like when they do the lineups, he's usually there. He's not there. It's the big three. It's Jude, Vinicius, and Mbappe. They're on there. Nothing from Rodrigo. So as much as people want to be like, oh, he's not leaving, I need you guys to tell me the reason why someone who's supposed to be an integral part of the team is in none of any of the promotional material. None of the promotional material, whether it be print, whether it be digital, or whether it be any of the videos. None of them. I'm just saying, I've been watching this team, like I said, since 2008. 17 years. 17 years. This is not normal. It is not normal for someone to go from 65 minutes to 0 minutes unless there's something completely different. Maybe, you know what? Maybe there's a call from Florentino Perez who was like, hey, you know what? Xabi Alonso, Rodrigo is actually hurting his value, so maybe let's just not play him and try to see as much, see if we can get as much as we can from him. Maybe just don't play him. His stock is going down. 65 minutes. He got an assist, but if you look at all his stats, 0 successful take-ons. He lost all his ground duels, lost all his aerial duels. You just hang it on the right. Yeah, Arsenal's still in. Okay, yeah, Arsenal's still in. Okay, take him out. Maybe that's what's going on. But I don't know. I thought the team played well. I mean, for the at least the 10 minutes that we had 11 player, or obviously starting 11 before we lost Asensio, I thought Arda did really well. I think Arda did really well throughout the game. But I think this is probably our strongest lineup because it brings the most amount of possession, the most amount of control and pausa in the midfield is when we're essentially playing with four. This is the same thing that happened with Zidane, right? Where he actually took out Gareth Bale and had Isco, and Isco would be the wide right, but he was really more of the creative floating in between lines player with Kroos, Casemiro, and Modric. And then you had Isco. Isco would come in from the right side and be able to really dominate the midfield. I think that's probably what Xabi Alonso is going to do in this instance, and it's probably, instead of having Güler all the way out here, it's really going to be Valverde, and then have Güler and Tchouaméni be the two holding, and then Valverde will be the box, the advanced midfielder with Bellingham here. So those are just some of my thoughts. I want to thank everyone here who's still here for watching the stream. It's great, obviously, hearing from some of you guys here in the chat. I will be streaming. I think they're probably doing the post-game press conference. I'll probably have a video up on the main channel on that, so please look out for that. I'll put the link up on X so you guys can check that out as well. It's another game for Xabi Ball. It wasn't the greatest, but we still got the win. It was encouraging that there was a lot of team play. Before we would have to always rely on Vinny, and this game we didn't need to. It was a better, more collective kind of game. A lot of people showing a lot of their qualities, people getting more used to what's going to be asked of them. The press will come eventually. We didn't get to see a lot of it because we lost a man. So obviously, you can't press with a man down because there's always going to be someone available. So why waste your energy? But I think as the days go by, the games go by, we'll eventually see that press. We'll eventually see what Xabi Alonso is trying to implement with his team. But once again, I'm yapping again. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me if you're watching this on X, follow me. I love this community. I love being able to speak to a lot of you guys about football and what your guys' thoughts on in the match. Let me know what transfers you guys think that we need to get. Like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow me if you're on Twitch, and follow me if you're on X. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Allah Madrid y nada más.